The main idea behind stimulus control is to reassociate your connection with your bed to sleep and intimacy only instead of being awake. However, if you have insomnia due to your thoughts keeping you up at night, I don't think this is the best approach. Greetings, my name is Meredith Loudon. I'm a former insomniac turned Insomnia Coach, and I specialize in helping people who can't stop thinking when trying to fall asleep. If you want to get your sleep back to normal naturally with long-term results, cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia is the most commonly recommended treatment when it comes to the traditional Western medical system. That being said, I did not follow CBT-I to cure my own insomnia, and I also don't agree with the majority of the CBT-I protocols. One of those is stimulus control. Before diving deeper, a quick disclaimer. I'm a sleep coach, not a doctor. This is not medical advice, so take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Stimulus control involves a few key steps. One of them is using your bed only for sleep and sex. So this means no watching TV, no reading, working, or using electronic devices while you're in bed. Another part of stimulus control is getting out of bed if you can't sleep. So if you're unable to fall asleep within about 20 minutes, you're supposed to get out of bed, do a quiet, relaxing activity like reading until you feel sleepy again, and then you go back to bed. But here's the thing, if you don't fall asleep once you got back into bed, then you're supposed to repeat the process and get up again, wait until you feel tired, and do this whole back and forth thing. So stimulus control is based on the idea that you've created an association between your bed and being awake. So by restricting activities in bed to only sleep and sex, and by getting out of bed when you can't sleep, the aim is to break this association so that you eventually relearn to associate your bed with sleep. Now, the thought process behind this has good intention. However, I don't believe the real issue for most people is the bed itself. And so this is where I really think that stimulus control gets it wrong and can actually create even more stress and even more anxiety for some people, which is counterproductive because that just makes it even harder to sleep. So to me, I don't think the physical object of the bed has anything to do with it. Most people enjoy being in bed and find it comfortable, especially when you're exhausted from going through your whole day sleep deprived. Like, it's great to lay down in bed, right? And from both my personal experience with insomnia and from all of the success stories from those who followed the sleep success method that I teach, what I believe is actually the problem is that your mind and body have associated nighttime with you being awake. So it's not your bed, it's nighttime in general. And so the approach that I take instead focuses on retraining your mind and body to associate nighttime with relaxation and feeling safe, which is why it's not necessary to do the whole back and forth stimulus control thing, because we can get you the result in a much easier, more comfortable way that doesn't stress you out. So we don't have to focus on the bed and force you to get out of bed if you can't sleep. I feel like that focusing so much on the bed as the problem is almost kind of implying that like you're a robot with no emotion. And I think stimulus control really disregards the emotional aspect of being a human and the emotional stress and worry that this approach can cause some people. I believe it's more important to help you feel comfortable in bed, even if you're not asleep, and to focus instead on resting your mind and body rather than getting out of bed, waking yourself up even more, and creating additional stress. There are many strategies to help you feel comfortable in bed if you happen to wake up in the middle of the night that help you continue resting and increase your chances of falling back asleep more quickly. So that's the approach that I take. And when it comes to using your bed only for sleep and intimacy, I'm not as strict. While, I don't recommend lying in bed all day because that means you're not using any energy and it's going to be harder to fall asleep if you don't use your energy during the day. I also don't see the harm in, occasionally watching a TV show from bed or working from bed if you feel relaxed there. So the key is to finding a balance that works for you. And after having hundreds of people go through my sleep success program, I have so many success stories of people who got rid of their insomnia without doing CBT-I or stimulus control. So overall, stimulus control has its merits. Apparently it does work for some people. but it's just definitely not the best fit for everyone. I've had numerous clients come to me after they'd first tried cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, and the sleep success method that I teach ended up working way, way better for them. So if you're considering CBT-I, it's just important to listen to your instincts and choose an approach that feels right for you. If you're curious about alternative methods to improve your sleep naturally, I highly recommend you watch my free masterclass for insomnia, which is on my website. I'll also link it below. This is where I walk you through the 3 biggest insomnia mistakes you're accidentally making and show you the strategy that has helped hundreds of people fix their sleep naturally and no longer need sleeping pills. If you've tried stimulus control or any other sleep therapy, I'd love to hear your experience in the comments. Your feedback helps other people find the right solution for their own sleep issues. I also have a full pros and cons of cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia on my channel, which I'll link in the description as well. Maybe I'll put it up here somewhere. Don't forget to like this video if it helped you in any way. Subscribe to my channel for more insights to improve your sleep naturally. I'm so grateful for you for watching all the way to the end. And remember, you're more powerful than you think.